Hey guys, it's About Beer 30. Let's take a walk into the kitchen and see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today's beer comes from Thirsty Dog Brewing. This is a bourbon barrel aged Siberian Night Imperial Stout. Bourbon barrel aged, one of my favorites. And this was sent to me by my brother Rico, and he sent these a long time ago. I reviewed this beer back in October of 2015 and was very, very impressed with it. This one is also the 2014. I did that one in 2015, and now we're in 2019. So we're going to see how well this thing has cellared in the bottle since 2014. Today is February the 2nd, 2019, Groundhog Day. And it is a fairly big beer. Beer Advocate's got 10.9%. Don't know if that's accurate or not. Untapped also has it at 10.9%. And this one says it is 58 IBUs and 10.9%. Rico's telling me it's a 2014 edition. I couldn't find the date on the last bottle, and I'm not finding it on this one either. We'll take a closer look and see if it's stamped somewhere on there in black ink. But I don't see any dating on the label anywhere, guys. So I have to take his word for that. So it is what it is. So we're going to re-review the 2014 now that it's been in the bottle for quite a few years here now. So with that being said, we got the IBUs, we got the ABV, and we got, according to Rico, that it's a 2014 edition. That's about all we need to talk about. So let's jump over here and say the commercial description on Untapped says we took our award-winning Siberian Night Russian Imperial Stout and aged it for 11 months in fresh bourbon barrels. The result blew us away. The dark chocolate malt yields a milk chocolate flavor that blends perfectly with the vanilla flavor from the barrel. The bourbon aroma adds the finishing touch. So, guys, sitting here and looking at my camera, it looks darker than it normally is. I had to switch cameras to another camera. The other one kind of gave out on me, wouldn't charge the batteries. So to me it looks a little darker than it should be. So I don't know if I've got something set wrong or anything, and it probably won't be able to tell until I actually upload the videos to the computer to see if there's any differences. But looking at the camera right now, it looks a little darker than what it normally does. So if it is, I'm sorry. Hopefully I can get that corrected and see what happens here. And this is very similar to some of like the Michelob wrappers. It's not stuck on like glue. It is a full wrapper on it, but very easy to get off, unlike Avery's wrappers, which are glued on tighter than Dick's hat band. So let's get this open. Final beer of the evening for me, since it's such a big beer, almost an 11%er. And see what we got. Into the glass we go, and we're going to pour this fairly aggressive since it's a big beer and been selling for quite a while. And that's about as aggressive as I can pour that beer, guys. And you can see it didn't do much of a head on that super aggressive pour. It's just barely covering the top of the beer. Over into the light. There is none. It is pitch black there, guys. To the nose we go. Very nice bourbon barrel notes. A little bit of roasted malt in the aroma. Hints of bittersweet chocolate. Maybe some black molasses or licorice. Not getting a lot of dark fruit right now, but it's right out of the fridge. Some of that may come out as it warms up, and we will let that happen. The bourbon notes are really, really good. It's just about overpowering everything else. So, looking forward to this one. It's probably going to be pretty tasty. I was impressed with it last time, so let's see if I'm still impressed 4 years later. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Oh yeah, very, very nice. Giving some woodiness from the barrels, hints of vanilla and coconut. Very, very pleasant. There is a little bit of alcohol there. It doesn't seem boozy to me, but you know you're drinking a big beer. That's very pleasant, guys. That is very, very pleasant. And now that I've emptied it out, it doesn't seem to be sweating too much. Let me hold it into the light here and see if I see anything written on it. I don't know how he knew that it was that, unless it was on the carton that he bought them in or anything. I do not see anything written on the label, and I thought it was printed on the label last time that it had been smeared off. If it's printed on this label, it's definitely smeared off again. So, not super critical on these styles of beer, but it does make a difference if you buy different years and you want to do a vertical side by side, and you don't know what year you got in your hands unless you put a piece of tape on it and write the year when you bought it. If you can be accurate with that, don't know. So, wish they would do something different. Just at least put the vintage on the label. Something that won't smear off. This is 2017, 2018, 2015, so we can see exactly what year was put in the bottle. So let me sip on this. It's right out of the fridge, and we'll come back and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Been sipping on it about 35-45 minutes or so now. It's up to room temperature. Very tasty beer, guys. I'm no more impressed with it now than I was with it then, and I was very impressed with it then, which says I'm very impressed with it now. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, it's a 10 beer in a 9 bottle because there's no date or vintage on the label that I can see. According to Rico, he's telling me it's a 2014 edition, but I would like to see that where I could see that on the bottle. It's just me, guys, and if you say, oh my god, you're crazy, this is a 10 beer, I would not argue with that. I just want to see that vintage on there so I know when it was put in the bottle. I beat that dead horse all the time with these dates and labels and vintages and all that stuff, but we got to have it, guys. I mean, would you buy a gallon of milk that didn't have a date on it? Would you buy a loaf of bread that didn't have a date on it? I feel the same way about beer. Put a date on it, and if you choose not to put a date on it, I'm probably going to choose not to buy it. So, or if I can't see it or can't determine it, if you write in black ink on a dark brown bottle with a dark beer in it, and you can't see it till the beer's poured out of it, I'm not going to buy it. So, these guys like Rico and a lot of other subscribers that send me these beers, I'm going to review them because I know you spent your hard-earned money on it, and I'm not going to not review it. But I am going to fuss if I can't find a date or a vintage on the label or the bottle or the can. So, that being said, let me give it another taste. We got a little more in here than I want to suck down at one time. The bourbon barrel qualities are outstanding. They're an 11 or a 12 on the scale of 10. Very pleasant, very nice. The roasted malt, the bittersweet chocolate, the licorice are very, very pleasant. As far as dark fruit, maybe some raisins or dates. I'm not getting any plums or anything like that, but there could be some dark fruit in there. But the bourbon notes are just a little overpowering those dark fruit notes, which doesn't bother me. 11 months in a bourbon barrel, a fresh bourbon barrel, tends to be very tasty to this guy right here. So I do like it because I don't drink bourbon. The only bourbon I can get is through a bourbon barrel aged version of a porter or stout. So now it's time, final chug. And I adjusted the balance on the camera as far as the the light, and it's looking better from here when I'm looking at. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too bright or too white. So we'll see what happens when I upload it and everything. And if it seems like it is, guys, let me know. Final chug. Delicious. And like I said, 10 beer in a 9 bottle, because I can't find a vintage or anything on it other than what Rico's telling me. I want to be able to see that on the package. So to me, guys, 10 beer in a 9 bottle, I'm gonna give it a 99. It's that close to being a 10. If it had 2015 or 2014 written on the label somewhere, I wouldn't need anything more than that. It is nice to know whether it was done in January, July, or December of that year, but not critical. So that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. 99 out of 100. That close to getting the 10. Over to Beer Advocate, they have it at 4.25, which is their borderline between a A- and an A. They call it outstanding. Will not argue with that at all. Over to Untapped has it at 4.21. Also borderline between their A- and their A scale. So I'm giving it a better grade than both of these guys. So I think it's a very impressive beer. It is. It's definitely worth picking up. The only fuss I got, unless you know somebody that's working at the beer store and when they got it in, that's the only way you're going to tell how fresh the beer is. And if not, you go in, you see this, you're not going to have a clue whether it's a 2014 or a 2018 edition. So, with that being said, guys, if you had this, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.